So I've had a lot of holy grails in my life when it comes to Transformers collecting, and I think you have too. But here's the thing, everyone's grail is different. Sometimes it's a figure that is heavily celebrated but is very common, but everyone wants it, so your payment has to be a testicle or a kidney. Or sometimes it's whispered and as rare as a jackrabbit. And then in the middle of it all, you have Bert with his Armada Sideswipe.
This is teacher!
And then there's a third scenario where it can fall right in the middle of those two extremes. The 4 anime in Japan that were created as part of Generation 1 are well remembered by a lot of fans in the American audience, despite having questionable English dubs of the shows.
We're trying to lure Optimus Prime out here, and then we'll send him to hell!
Why don't we take these boys as hostages?
This is Unicorn! The Earth will soon be a part of me!
Since there was no true localization in the multiple series, there was no point in importing the figures of the characters from the said shows, meaning that they became heavily desirable and in some cases very rare. Notable examples include Blue Bacchus, Black Zarak, Diatlas, Minerva, Raiden, Lio Kaiser, Dino King. I could go on, but one toy of that assortment of Japanese exclusives kept creeping into my head, and that would be Overlord, the Decepticon God Master or Power Master who, when you look at the commercials and releases in America, could have definitely replaced Double Dealer in the American markets. I've never really been a fan of Double Dealer like that. Overlord over time has become one of the pricier Japanese exclusives in recent memory, not just because of his exclusivity, but because his notoriety in the 21st century. And seeing as how awesome the Whispers made this figure sound, I had to get one. So I started digging onto eBay. Well, I guess I could snipe one off by you, I guess. Just as Bot's Obsession was preparing to purchase my kidney, my good friend Chuck from Archfire 2000 swooped in and told me he had an Overlord with my name on it and it wouldn't make me break the bank. So today, for the sake of awesome, and since not many people have talked about it on YouTube, I am proud that today on TreeBot Reviews we will be talking about one of the most awesome Transformers in my collection and one of my holiest of grails, Generation 1 Super God Masterforce Overlord. Starting with the alt modes, we have the tank and the jet. I think we'll start on the ground and work our way into the air. This is the Giga tank, piloted by Godmaster Giga in the show, which is half of the Transtector for the full Overlord. It's a big ass tank and it looks great. You would think the colors like this would look hokey, but figures like Six Shot prove that this could look badass every time. A lot of Decepticons have that look to them, especially in late G1. They have colors that might be considered silly on a bad guy, but that was what it was like nearing the 90s. It was cool for a bad guy to look like a Prince album in '89, I hate to break it to people. And because of that, a lot of these colors are associated with Decepticons these days. Black, blue, gray, green, purple, pink, more green, red, magenta are all colors Decepticons can be. And this is nice when in contrast the Autobots are like 80% red, 20% yellow, 9.99% blue, and 0.01% any other color. But anyway, the tank on its own is pretty cool. Very chunky, very blocky. You know, how tanks are supposed to be. All of the essential details are here, down to the turret, armor plating, and an opening hatch that has been replaced by a translucent canopy. That's neat. Honestly, it's a dead ringer for an Abrams tank. As for his features, the best I can say is that it rolls pretty good, and due to the gimmick, the turret can't rotate, but you can turn the turret up and down. You can also take Giga like most Power Masters work and combine him with the tank here. And you can put him in the canopy even though the legs don't work that way, so he has to lay down. Okay. And now you can have him chasing down the Headmaster Juniors in the Giga tank. Now if you're feeling silly, you can take all the other Masters you have and put them on top, and now they can go cruising to the club. That's what I like to do.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more.
And when Giga's not combined with it, you can add the missile pod for a little bit of extra firepower. So yeah, that's the Giga tank. I love it. Somewhat simple, but it's super well detailed and it's huge. Now, how about the Mega Jet? Okay, this thing's absolutely nuts. It looks great for one. It's very clearly a Night Raven from G.I. Joe, which in turn is based on a Blackbird. You know, like Jetfire. Yes, David. Actually very good this time. As for colors, it don't get much better than this. It's jet black for starters.
You get it? Because it's a jet and it is black. Jet black. You get it?
Followed up by some lilac and some off-white, which is fantastic. And as for the detailing, a lot of it's kicked off by stickers that I need to replace via... But other than that, it's detailed about as well as you would think when it comes to Japanese G1. It's got a cockpit, handle lines, vents, more vents, intakes, mini fins. By the way, have I mentioned the vents yet? Honestly, it's a really clean jet mode. By the way, we're just going to ignore the obvious taint on the back of the jet. As for the jet's features, you can transform Mega into her engine block Power Master mode, and combine her with the jet, of course, to initiate transformation. You could also open the cockpit and put her in like you could with Giga and the tank, but once again, she can't sit in it, she has to lay in it. And if you need a little extra firepower, you can unfold this turret from underneath, and of course, you can also give him a good floosh across the table. And lastly, you can fold out the landing gear. So yeah, that's the Mega Jet. Pretty cool. Plenty of fun to go around with this and the tank as well. They're a pretty cool pair. But before we get to robot mode, there's something cool I want to show you. Everyone, this is the base mode. Honestly, there's 3 bases between these 3 latter-day G1 big guys, and this one has to be the best. And honestly, it's doing the most here. It goes from 3 ramps you can drive the little car up and down and combine the Power Masters with, of course, to the big tower in the middle with that turret and an observation window where you can look down at people like you're in a McDonald's playland, and a platform for them to stand on in the middle, and you've got a couple of dishes and satellites, and if you want to give Giga a knee surgery, you can do that, or it doubles as a torture device for Genrai.
Grab his dick and twist it!
And of course we have a selection of turrets everywhere. And there's also a high enough ledge for the happy couple to push their enemies to their death. But as cool as this base mode is, it is obviously not the main event. That would be the robot mode. Well, here he is, my white whale, my holy grail in its robot mode. It was worth every penny. This thing has that irresistible G1 look to it with the weight and the chunk, and this is where the design started to begin with. This is Overlord. It's got the blue, the white, the green, and the purple, and on top of that, look at this head sculpt. It's fantastic. He's got that Decepticon energy to him with those bright red eyes. He's already decided that he's gonna kill you, but the question to him is, how? As for the whole body, the proportions are on point. As blocky as he is, he still has that very distinct body shape, with the arms and the obvious torso with the slant on the sides. However, the legs do tend to look plain if you don't have the ramps. As for his features, you can bring in his gun, which does fire a missile, but I only have one of those and they're extremely hard to find if you lose them, so no. Then we have the Power Master gimmicks in robot mode, which also you don't want to use as those clips have a risk of breaking, so we can just push the tits ourselves, and now you have a bit of extra firepower. And as a G1 toy, he has just about all the articulation you could ask for. So yeah, that's Overlord. For a G1 toy, this is absolutely awesome. It's just a shame that he's as rare as he is because he belongs in your collection if you can find one. It's just probably going to be a fight to the death on Bai when any comes up, and in the wild, you're going to have to really fork over some dough. But still, this is one of the coolest G1 figures out there, and I am glad to call this my holy grail finally secured. But hey, I've been Treebot Reviews. Thank you so much for watching this one, and until next time, keep growing your collections. I'm out of here.